Welcome to podcast number 239. Are you giving the way you want to? I've got one question to help you in your journey. Stay with it.
This is the Elevate Construction Podcast, delivering remarkable content for workers, leaders, and companies in construction wanting to take their next step. Get ready to step out of your comfort zone with Jason Schroeder as he encourages you to do better, live a remarkable life, and expect more. Let's go.
Welcome, everybody. I'm here tonight with Katie Schroeder. Katie, do you mind saying hi to everyone?
Hello.
So she was in my office out here just hanging out. I've got another chair and she won't leave. So I said, let's just go ahead and do the podcast together. So we're going to jam out tonight. Our topic is receiving is giving. And we heard this, we've all heard this concept a lot, but I heard it recently again with Tony Robbins, and I wanted to cover that because we in construction have a hard time with it. But really quickly, I've got a pro tip that you're absolutely going to love. I've got Luigi's Real Italian Ice here. I've been sick for a couple of days. You all know that. Horrible sore throat. One of my best buddies, Brian Melcher, said, "Hey, you need to get some ice cream." And so I got some of this, and it is absolutely magic. I'm not even going to charge you for that. That's absolutely amazing. So pro tip, you got a sore throat, get something cool. Did other people already know that, Katie?
Thanks. Yeah.
How did I not know that? I'm 39 years old.
You walk around with your head.
Don't say anything. I'm going to cut that out. I'm going to get that out of the podcast. But anyway, okay. So let me give you a little bit of positive feedback. I figure if I get a little positive comment in here, maybe it'll offset any negativity Katie gives. So this was somebody reached out to me today, said, just got your podcast. Also really enjoying the content. That's really short and simple.
Yep.
Like to the point.
Yep.
No fluff.
You don't know anything about that.
Yeah, no, not at all. Yeah, love it. So, Katie, we're going to talk. So please chime in here for a minute whenever you get ready and you feel like I'm heading in a good or a bad direction or you want to say anything. But, a lot of people say, I don't need help. I'll pay for that. And they won't let you pick up the bill, even if it's your turn. Or, no, I don't need anything. Right. And they're wanting to be, and maybe I'll ask you that, like what causes us to say that when humans weren't meant to be alone and to, not need each other? Like, why do people say that, Katie? Why do people say, I don't need help, never let you pick up the tab, or say, I don't need anything, and always want to be that, like, solid rock? Where does that come from? I'm going to eat my Italian ice over here while you're responding.
Oh, really?
Nope. I always answer, and then people are like, you need to shut up, Jason. So I'm just going to.
Who said that?
Everyone.
Everyone says you need to shut up.
I have all these.
Listen to your
I have
podcast.
all these little people in my mind that are saying things like that. Because I assume the worst in people. Anyway.
That's true. That's true.
But you've had friends that do this, right? You've done it
myself.
before.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll talk about it. Let's get naked. Meaning open. Meaning like open, like emotionally.
Nice save. I think part of the reason that I say I've got it, or, I don't need help with that, is because I do have this expectation for myself that, and I'm pretty hard on myself. So, to take help with stuff is a sign of weakness or a sign of defeat. And, just now that I'm 39, that I'm learning that who says, like, don't work on your weaknesses?
Well, that was I got it on the Strengths Finder 2.0.
No, I saw.
It wasn't that.
Who was it? It was like a podcast or something.
I don't know. It would have been Gary Vee. I'm pretty sure all of our stuff comes from Gary Vee.
Well, how do you think it was Gary Vee? I don't know who I was watching recently.
Well.
Anyways, so it's all right to just, okay, like take my sister, for instance. She is a single mom. Her son is 9. And she is a nurse practitioner. She works crazy hours, and she has 3 jobs that she's juggling because she has all this like COVID, different hours at different hospitals and stuff. And she picks her son up from his like after school / daycare, whatever. And then she goes home and she uses one of those box meal services. But it's like she still has to cook for her kid. And I was basically telling her, like, quit, like find one that like delivers meals. Who cares? And she's like, well, I feel like, it's not healthy enough and I'm not doing a good enough job. And it's like, please, like who's telling you this? Like, you're working your butt off. You're taking care of that kid. Dad's completely out of the picture and she's all alone. And here she is like cooking meals for her kid. Like, please, that's too much. That's too much. Get somebody to cook for you, girl. Like, and I had to tell her the same thing when it came to somebody cleaning her house, because she's like, why I need to do it. And like, I can see in my sister this need for her to do all the things. And I, as a good friend, I'm like, don't do that. Like, but I would never take that advice myself.
I was just sitting here.
If I can see you, that.
My eyes angled over, like, because Katie, she's basically a single mom. Katie, with starting up, I'm getting used to. I always talk about personal organization, but I'm getting used to, the rigors of being in business, and so I get Fridays or a Saturday, or some afternoons. I also have church callings and stuff like that, so I'm not around a lot. And so Katie's like, I want to home cook the meals too, right? You said that. And I'm like, well, maybe if I was better at what I did, I could earn a couple extra $100 a week and you could get some help cleaning the house or landscaping or things like that. And your first thought was no. And here's somebody with 11 kids thinking, oh, if I was enough, I could do it myself. And at the end of the day.
Yeah, if I was enough, I could either do it myself or I could figure out a way to manage our kids and get everything done. That's truly what I feel.
And everyone has that. And so the reason that we're talking about this on a podcast is if you're a project manager or a superintendent, you think that you should be able to do it all yourself, right? And then we end up on an island. We end up stressed. We end up dealing with things alone. We end up working too many hours. We end up hurting our families. We end up just feeling alone, right? And the bottom line is none of us can do it alone. And I think that the personification in construction of, this tough, construction worker image, even women in construction typically have this tough exterior, you know what I mean? We don't have to be emotionally, or what would you say, like, we don't have to have this task-driven toughness, right? When we tell field engineers to figure things out, when we tell superintendents, to be good at your job, what we're talking about is network, get what you need, pull in help, have people walk your job, use your resources, be resourceful, right? And so I think your example of your sister and you is really nice, right? Who on earth would say, I'm editing and I'm recording and I'm helping Jason with business and I'm homeschooling and I'm running a house and I'm raising 11 children and I'm doing all these other things. And oh, by the way, I should be the best cook and the best housekeeper. Like, nobody would think that, but yet you think it, right? Mm-hmm. So a superintendent or PM are like, I should be an expert scheduler and I should be an expert this or that. And I should never need help. And I should be able to just do it by myself. And I should. It's like, no. Nobody would ever think that you didn't need help. And so I'd like to just change that paradigm that receiving help is a form of giving. So let's kind of pivot here a little bit. If you always say, I don't need help, if you don't let people pay, for a lunch or a dinner every now and then, or say, nope, I don't need anything. Or if you're like emotionally in a dark place and you never speak up, right? That's not lean. We need to bring problems to the surface, and we need to understand that problems belong to a team. Humans were designed to connect. And receiving is giving. And here's what we mean by that. Even in your example, Katie, right? When you don't want to receive help, I'm not accusing you. This goes for me too. But we want the self-image of feeling like we can handle it all. That's still selfish.
Right.
And
when it's selfish also because my pride keeps me from admitting that I, can't do it all. And there are so many areas of our lives that suffer, like because I won't just, hire somebody to come in and clean sometimes. And, like we live in more mediocrity because I am, juggling all of these things and doing a poor job of it.
You know, the other thing I'd like you to mention, unless I'm putting you on the spot, when things are left undone, or our trailers get messy, or you and me, our home gets messy, or whatever, all of these things, you told me one time, all these things are talking to us. Do you mind like talking about that concept really quickly? Because to me, it comes full circle in the sense that we think we can do it all, we don't do it all, and then we get these negative voices, right? And then we struggle, and there's just this perpetuating habit of, we're not good enough, and so that feeds into the we should be good enough, feeds into the I'm not gonna. It just keeps this circle. Do you mind explaining that a little bit?
No, that's fine. So the book that I read, it was Goodbye Things by Fumio Sasaki. And he basically talks about the concept that everything in your home and in the space around you is sending you a message. And it's either sending you something like really positive, like when you see it, you're happy that you have it, or, like a piece of art, or, something, maybe you've got, I can't even think because I'm.
Like the rug, but we won't even talk about that.
No.
We know.
You brought it up?
Okay, go ahead.
No, because that's your story.
No, Mike, go ahead.
So let me finish my thought, and then you can talk about the rug.
Yeah.
But some things are sending you a message like, take care of me. Like when you see, dirty dishes stacked up, or you see paint that's peeling somewhere. And what it does is it puts another item on this silent to-do list that it's being tracked in your mind all the time. So everywhere you go, your mind is adding up all of these visual images, and it's, turning it into this list of tasks that you have to do still. And the more, clutter and the more stuff that you have around you that isn't, contributing to the life that you want to have, and the life that, really brings you like joy, it's so, it's such a burden. It's such a mental burden for you. And it causes anxiety and stress to have all of these messages all the time.
And if things are left undone, they also tell you, oh yeah, you're not good enough. You should now go prove that you're good enough by not asking for more help. So it's like this perpetuating cycle, right?
Right.
It just goes over and over and over. If we do get some help, if we do say, like, I'm tying this into construction now, yeah, we can get somebody to help clean the trailers, or I will have asked the craft to come help build this or fix up the office, or, I need help with the schedule for 2 weeks, or, like some of my good buddies on the East Coast, they hire a consultant to get a little bit of help. There's nothing wrong with that. And the other thing is, if giving really is the ultimate form of living, aren't we stealing that from other people if we don't let them serve us? Like, it was hard for me, Katie, a while back to like let people pay for things. You remember I used to fight about it and bring it up whenever we go out to dinner with somebody, but now I'm like, if they want to pay for it, and if that gives them a sense of giving and a sense of fulfillment, I can do that. It's uncomfortable. I don't know why, probably because I'm still, a little bit selfish, but, letting people serve me, letting you serve me, letting people at work serve me, anybody that's wanting to help me, that's an opportunity for them to give and live their soul purpose, like Garrett Gunderson said, S-O-U-L, their soul purpose, their core purpose in life. And so, if giving is truly happiness, then we have to let others have that opportunity. Let people help you. Let them offer help. Let people buy you lunch. Let people do you a favor. Let people give you advice. I've got just a quick story, and then Katie, if you have any thoughts. There's this consultant, this high-powered consultant. I mean, I bet you he makes $6,000-$8,000 a day. He's amazing. And out of nowhere, he reaches out to me on LinkedIn and starts giving me advice. In the first couple, and he's like, hey, this, Jason, was what you ought to start doing. You really ought to charge more for this. This is how you start to market. And our business is growing. Like, he just came out of heaven, out of nowhere. First 3 calls, I'm like, how can I repay you? And he kind of got a little annoyed with me a little bit. And he was like, Jason, I'm not here because I want something in return. What you're doing, Jason, fits in my core purpose. And I want to help because that's my core purpose. Sorry, that's my sole purpose. And he was like, can you please stop talking about that? I don't want anything back. I want to help you. And finally, I just let go. And when he calls, I take his advice, and it's amazing. And then I ask him and text him, And I feel like I'm using him a little bit, but at the end of the day, I'm actually giving because I'm giving him an opportunity to serve me. It sounds, I mean, you can go to the far extreme and make that selfish, right? I'm sure I'm a taker and only selfish with you, Katie, but like for everyone else, it's a give. Anyway, any closing thoughts or advice for people as we close this out? I'm telling you, this real ice is a jam. I appreciate this.
I guess I would just say the other thing about receiving is giving. Like, that's nice too, but receiving also does this thing for your soul where you're able to like kind of dwell, not in like a gross way, like, oh, look what I just got from this person, but like in a, I'm so blessed to have had this person in my life and, to now be changed for the better by their example and by their act of service.
I love that. And it's basically being present in the moment. And it's forming human connections, right? And if we think, if we think that we're going to get the human connection by somebody being, praising us, that's not going to be as fulfilling as it's anybody can give us false praise, but who's going to actually show up to help? And I think knowing that there's always somebody that can help and having that hope is a beautiful thing. So I like that. Anything else, Kate? Are you good?
I think I'm good.
Okay, I appreciate that. Well, I hope this little message has been helpful. Hopefully it lets you build a little bit better. Practice. Next time you're out at lunch and somebody says, I got it, just say thank you. And I promise you, if you do that and you're open to the moment, then you'll be able to, like Katie said, just be able to realize and just be open to the fact that people care, human connection is important, and that should give us hope for the future. On we go.
Please join us next time in elevating the entire construction experience for workers, leaders, and companies coast to coast. If you're enjoying the show, please feel free to share with your construction colleagues and help us spread the word by rating, subscribing, and leaving a review on your preferred podcast listening platform. We really appreciate it. We'll catch you next time on the Elevate Construction Podcast.